What's happening? What if I told you? What if I told you your blessing is coming straight out of your breakthrough? What if? That's the story I've got today. Update on June and how it all led to me currently driving a Tesla Model Y. It's a whole thing, but I'm going to get into it. I'm going to do it real quick. Welcome back. I was gone for a week in Mexico. I've got so much content for this week. I am so ridiculously excited to share some of the notes to the things that I've written. I've got daily truths for days, plain and simple. Like this video, share this video, do all said things with this video right now. Put in the comments. I know I'm back. That's got to be the reason why you're smiling, but I'm just kidding. It was 1 week gone. If you didn't notice me, you're not alone. But all right. Put in the comments what made you smile today. I see Rhonda on X, which means Casey must have been right at it. Put in the share button. Casey, what's going on? If you can, do me a favor. Put in the comments what made you smile today. Did the president use your video? No, president did not. Casey, he did not, and him and I got to talk about it. By the way, side note, I've been doing a whole series because the days, day one, day two, like these things are super popular in the algorithm right now. It's not popular, asking to release the list on a political page as your daily journey too. Can't get anybody to watch it. Anyways, like this video, share the video, do all things with this video. Today's one is great because I'm specifically wearing the God's Got You t-shirt because it is the theme of today's video. I've been waiting for weeks because I knew that it was starting to lean towards this, but I wanted to make sure that everything worked out in the end as it finally did. So I'm going to give how June's sickness, how this thousands of about $7,000, 9 total vet visits, 6 different vets led to me oddly now driving a Tesla and actually saving some money in the long run. It's a weird, convoluted story, but I want you to see how God works. So, and it's not private yet, Casey. It is a true story. All right, so go to @AnthonyMichaelRusso. You'll see the Make Wellness Bio Precision Peptides. I am a religious user of the Fit and Lean. With that said, this is the Fit. I've been trying the Hydrated. I didn't know why I would like whatever it is. I actually really like the Hydrated. I used it in Mexico this last week, and no, I wasn't in a beach town. I was in Monterey. With the most amazing family that put Kelly and I up in order for her to teach a barrel racing clinic and me to give a little mindset for the youngest girl was 8, oldest girl was 18, mindset coaching before. It was great. And honestly, there's so many takeaways from that week that reminds me why, although America is the greatest country in the world, there's some amazing things that we should be taking from other people, like being present with each other. I'll get into that again. Rhonda's cats cuddles made you smile. I love it. I snuggled with Ellie this morning when I woke up. This, by the way, is one of the hats of one of the people that we were out there with. All right, so let's get right into it. Go to @AnthonyMichaelRusso. You can use Truth for 20% off if you click the link in order to, if you want to purchase these shirts. It's in there. Use Truth for 20% off. 10 Russo 10 for Century H2O off the water for the Make Wellness Bio Precision Peptides. Or, by the way, if you haven't noticed, I posted about the fact that we also do the synthetic pharmaceutical ones as well, which I do believe are decent. I'm not going to lie. I'm not like an anti OZM prick person. I'm not that. But I'm a whatever. If you have questions, I can answer them. I might as well be a specialist in the area. I've done a lot of research and I can help guide you in your way. But we've got telehealth in all 50 states. Moving on. Let's get into today's post. I don't want this to take too long. So, I've been very excited about this. Very, 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 very excited because I was like, if this works out, this is going to be that perfect story of saying when things are going wrong, it can all work out in the long run. This also should be a glowing reminder to make sure you buy gap insurance. So we'll start there. So a couple years ago, I made this is a just a long line of huge mistakes. A few years ago, I made a huge mistake going into business with somebody for Turo vehicles, and I purchased 4 vehicles for the purposes of a business, hundred and something $1,000 in debt, I ended up getting scammed. Not scammed. The guy took advantage of 10 people in the business, and it was a huge issue, and unfortunately can't do a lot. He doesn't have enough to cover all the losses that everybody took, which in mine was in the neighborhood of like $60,000-$70,000 total. But the story ends today. I showed the video that a lot of people of you saw with the Jaguar. The Jaguar was the last vehicle that was part of that purchase. There was 2 BMWs, a Jaguar, and a Tesla. The first Tesla, 2014 Tesla, I bought at the top of the COVID market. Spent almost $50,000 on it, which ironically enough is still more than the vehicle that I now own that I got a $7,500 tax credit or that I'm leasing. That is the coolest vehicle in the history of vehicles. And I encourage anyone, if you're in the market for a car, get a if you don't need to do long road trips all the time, get a Tesla Model Y or Model 3. They are cheaper than any. It saved me money from getting a Kia, which I do love Kia. Kia is my number 2, to be honest. I service Granbury Kia in out here and Moritz Kia, 2 greatest dealerships I've dealt with, and I've dealt with Porsche and Cadillac. Can't beat those guys. But the Tesla is the coolest car I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Literally, I have it pick me up if I really want to. If I'm just trying to show off. It drives for me. It does and I'm not saying like, oh, it kind of drives for me. Oh no, we drove from Dallas to pick it up and let it drive me all the way to Stephenville to the house. It's an hour and 30 minutes. And all I did was watch. It is very sensitive. I'm getting off subject. Let me get into what happened. Sorry. I'm all over. I'm back. I'm happy to be back. So I'm all over the place. But let me get into it. So June, as you all know, is very sick. We did everything to test it. She's on a bunch of medication, but she is 100. I should have brought her. She's on the couch. I should have brought her in for this video, but there was a lot of people that really truly cared about her. And we were spending money we didn't have, but there's no way that we weren't going to make sure that this worked out for her. It gave her the best chance. And in all reality, after about 3 weeks, it leveled off and she wasn't getting any worse. A week after that, it plateaued. And then for the last 2-3 weeks, she's been getting better and better to the point where she's nutso June again. It's amazing. She is great. Day number 8, June 8th, we were driving middle of the night to Texas A&M. And I'm going to tell you, I had a vision that I'm going to have to avoid a deer. We're driving at midnight. She wasn't getting off the bed correctly. She wasn't getting up to eat, but she was eating laying down, and we were like, all right. And her resting heart rate was, respiratory rate was incredibly high. We're like, all right, we gotta take her in. That night in my Kia, which I loved, my Kia Niro, which I was about 13,000 upside down in payments because we shifted half of the loss, the 20-something $1,000 loss I took on the Tesla when I bought that Kia. I put that into the loan and I got gap insurance. I always get gap insurance. I just do. I always get it. So I got gap insurance for it. Anyways, I was about $12,000-$13,000 upside down. There's no way I could do anything with that Kia for at least 2 or 3, maybe even 4, probably 3 years before I even was even on it. So needless to say, I'm driving middle of the night and I had a feeling there was going to be a deer I'd have to avoid. I saw this stupid thing coming. And I tried, I'm like, I know that you don't want to slam on your brakes or flip around or anything like that because that'll make it worse. So I tried to avoid it to the left and it slowed down. And it just deer in headlights. Wham. As I've told you, there's no way that we should have been able to drive the last 58 miles. Even the people that work at the body shop where it got totaled said, I don't know how I go, because once we parked and it wouldn't turn back on, the hybrid system was down. I had all these warning lights going on my dash. I drove the rest of the way with my hood up, looking through the little gap for 58 miles at 2 o'clock in the morning because I did not want to stop and get stranded in the middle of the road. I wanted to get June to the emergency room at Texas A&M. Wouldn't recommend the Texas A&M Animal Clinic, by the way, even though they're considered one of the best. I wasn't going to stop. They have no idea. There's nothing plugged in. The whole thing. It was like God just got us there. That's all we needed. And also ended up taking care of the fact. And there was oh man, there was the car dealership that helped Kelly and I out and like sent a truck from 3 hours away. A friend drove a truck out there just for us to borrow for a week, which was amazing. Like people just stepped up, and it's like God comes to help. And in the end, we did not end up getting an answer to June there. June did get thrown forward, by the way, that accident. So like she was okay, but she definitely got woken up in the middle of the night. She was in her bed in the back of the car, and it kind of hit forward. The car's totaled. It took about a week for us to find out that it was totaled. So then I start looking for a new car. I still have that stupid Jaguar that I did eventually also getting rid of. This I took I took more of a loss. I'm like, I want to cut this completely out of my life. Anyways, the gap insurance as of today, it should be. I should be getting the check this week, but it covers the rest of what was owed on the Kia. I got to start over from scratch. I'm literally driving this car that I've probably always kind of wanted. And then once I drove it, I'm like, I'm screwed. There's no way I can want anything else. It's worth in the end, it's less than a $40,000 vehicle. I'm leasing it for $200 less a month than I was paying on my Kia. $200 less a month than I was paying on my Kia. And I actually took money, like I didn't put money down like the way that they usually recommend. I was like, all right. So I'm driving this car that I love, that I shouldn't be able to have, that I should be driving my Kia. I should be upside down on payments. I technically would be paying $600 a month for this Jaguar that I don't drive. I'd be paying even more for the Kia because it's so upside down. And in the end, I've cut out those payments. I've taken away that $12,000 of negative equity. And it all started with spending. And this is the good stuff. This is the key right here. Spending the money that I didn't think we had on June to get her better ended up saving me over $10,000 in the long run. That accident, the car accident, who would think that a car accident would end up being the hero to the story? And at the end of it, through a lot of prayer and a lot of great vets, June is doing great. So today's lesson in the Daily Truth is to just start to shift the mindset, shift the thought process when things are going wrong, and try to find the silver lining. I knew when I got in that accident, I was like, there's a chance, as bad as this could be, and as inconvenient as this is going to be for the next few weeks, several weeks, there's a chance this could actually help me out. I think like that. I have this analytical weird thought, and I'm like, well, I do have gap insurance. But start to look for the gap insurance in your life, the silver lining, the gap insurance that gets you from point A to point B, that shifts the reason. That's actually, instead of a silver lining, let's call it the gap insurance. That's what I'm changing it up to. Let's call that any of the things that you can see that go wrong in your life, realize that God is your gap insurance. God is good. That's good. I should have thought of this before today's Daily Truth. Think of it like this. Whatever you're going through, whatever struggle happens, whatever bad event happens, realize at the end of the day, you always have gap insurance because you have God. You just have to seek the answer that He was trying to provide for you. That is your silver lining. God's always got your silver lining. So again, it's not going to be as obvious to everybody as this last situation that just happened to me with the car and the accident and the dog and the gap insurance and the new Tesla, which I highly recommend before September, before the tax credit's gone. I just think that when we start to see things in a different way and start to realize that God's got us, that everything ends up working out. That's going to start to change your mindset today. Does America have gap insurance, Casey? Yes, America does have gap insurance. Hey, Casey puts a comment. I love Kia. Tell me you're a beta male without telling me. I'm telling you that I drove. This is my last thing. Then I'm gonna get off. I drove that Kia. From Omaha to Dallas through that Kansas City winter storm last year. I was the only thing on the road besides trucks in the middle of the night. 9-hour drive took, 10-hour drive took 17 hours. Me and Woody, that front wheel drive vehicle was a beast, an absolute beast through that snow. I made it. That thing was gangster. And it also got 50 miles to the gallon. With that said, I'm going to warm up my Tesla and then go to the gym. I've got some calls today. Last thing on my, if you go to my Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo, book a call if you're interested on one-on-one coaching. I'm opening up 3 high-end coaching client spots per month. I'm opening up 3. I've been doing some one-on-one coaching lately that's been doing really great in small doses, and there's no reason to expand it back to the way that I've been doing it in the past. So if you're interested, take a 30-minute call with me. You'll see that on there as well. God, oh, look at that. Jeanette with the MVP. That's what today's title should have been. God always provides, the Gap Insurance. Holy nuggets. I think we're on to something, Jeanette. I think we're on to something. That's a good one. Jeanette, you win the golden star for the day. God always provides. That's your Gap Insurance. That's a whole sermon. Man, that's good. I had to take a second. All right, I'm way over on time. God bless, guys. Wednesday night, doubledownspeaking.com. Join if you want to hit up one of the free speaking classes. This week, I was gone last week. We turned it off for the week. And then a week from today, we're actually going to be doing the graduates from group number 4 having their live performance, all 6 of them. So you'll see that posted up probably pretty soon today as well. God bless, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Check out my Instagram for all the links. Make Wellness Bio Precision Peptides, all the stuff. Talk to me. Catch you later. Love you all. God bless. Don't surrender your pets. Don't be a garbage human being. And remember, God always provides. Gap Insurance. God's got us.